Imagine a little girl, no older than 10, walking into a towering corporate office, her tiny backpack slung over one shoulder, her eyes burning with determination. She's not there to play, she's there for a job interview. What could possibly drive a child to such lengths? Buckle up for a heart-wrenching, twist-filled tale that will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about courage, sacrifice, and the power of family. If you're captivated by stories that grip your soul and refuse to let go, hit that subscribe button now to never miss a narrative like this one again. Because this is, little girl shows up for a job interview, CEO learns her mom's in the hospital and is shocked, and it's about to take you on an unforgettable ride. The glass doors of Pinnacle Enterprises slid open with a soft hiss, and Emily Harper, barely 4 feet tall, stepped into the marble-floored lobby. Her sneakers squeaked against the polished surface, echoing in the cavernous space. She clutched a crumpled piece of paper, a job application she'd printed from the library computer, her small hands trembling but her chin held high. The receptionist, a woman with a severe bun and a nameplate reading, Ms. Carter, looked up from her desk, her eyes widening at the sight of the girl. "Can I help you, sweetheart?" she asked, her tone dripping with condescension. Emily straightened, her voice steady despite the quiver in her chest. "I'm here for the administrative assistant interview." 10 o'clock. Ms. Carter blinked, then laughed, assuming it was a prank. But Emily's serious expression didn't waver. She slid the application across the desk, her name scrawled in careful, childish handwriting. The receptionist's smile faded as she scanned the paper, realizing this was no joke. "You're Emily Harper," she stammered. Emily nodded, her brown eyes fierce. "I'm here to see Mr. Grayson." Upstairs, in the sleek corner office of Pinnacle's CEO, Daniel Grayson sat behind his mahogany desk, scrolling through emails. At 42, he was a titan of industry, known for his ruthless efficiency and a heart that many whispered was made of stone. His company, a leader in tech innovation, was on the verge of a major merger, and he had no time for nonsense. When his assistant buzzed to inform him that Miss Harper was here for the interview, he barely looked up. "Send her in," he said, expecting another polished MBA graduate. Instead, the door opened, and in walked Emily, her pigtails slightly askew, her oversized sweater drowning her small frame. Grayson's jaw dropped, his coffee cup frozen midway to his lips. "What is this?" he demanded, his voice a mix of irritation and disbelief. Emily didn't flinch. She marched to the chair opposite his desk, climbed into it, and sat with the poise of someone twice her age. "I'm here for the job," she said simply. Grayson stared, then laughed, a sharp, humorless sound. "This is a corporate office, not a lemonade stand. Where are your parents?" Emily's face tightened, but she didn't cry. She reached into her backpack and pulled out a folder, sliding it across the desk. "My resume," she said. Grayson, more curious than he cared to admit, opened it. The resume was a single page, typed in Comic Sans, listing her skills: good at math, can type 30 words a minute, organized my school's book fair. Under experience, she'd written, helped mom with bills and grocery lists. Grayson's amusement faded as he read the last line: reason for applying, need money for mom's hospital bills. He looked up, his throat tightening. "Your mom's in the hospital?" he asked, softer now. Emily nodded, her voice barely above a whisper. "She has cancer. The insurance won't cover everything, and we're gonna lose our house if I don't help." Grayson leaned back, his mind racing. He'd seen plenty of desperate people in his career, but this was different. A child, taking on the weight of the world. He wanted to send her away, call social services, do something logical. But something in her eyes stopped him. They weren't the eyes of a child, they were the eyes of someone who'd seen too much. He cleared his throat, trying to regain control. "Why didn't you just ask for help? Charities, fundraisers, there are options." Emily's gaze didn't waver. "I don't want pity. I want to earn it. Mom always said hard work fixes everything." Grayson felt a pang, a memory stirring, his own mother, years ago, saying something similar before she passed. He pushed the thought aside. "You're too young to work here," he said firmly. "There are laws." Emily's shoulders slumped, but she didn't argue. Instead, she slid off the chair, gathered her folder, and said, "Thank you for your time, Mr. Grayson." She turned to leave, but something snapped in him. "Wait," he called. She paused, turning back. "Tell me about your mom." Emily hesitated, then spoke, her words tumbling out like a dam breaking. Her mother, Sarah, was a single parent, a nurse who'd worked double shifts to provide for Emily. 6 months ago, a diagnosis of aggressive leukemia had turned their lives upside down. The hospital bills were crushing, and Sarah's savings were gone. Emily had overheard the landlord's threats, seen the eviction notice taped to their door. She'd found the job listing on a library computer and applied, thinking she could at least try. Grayson listened, his heart pounding. He'd built his empire on logic, not emotion, but this girl's story cracked something in him. He pressed the intercom. "Ms. Carter, cancel my next meeting." Then, to Emily, "Stay here." He stepped out, his mind a whirlwind. In the hallway, he called his head of HR, barking orders to find out everything about Sarah Harper's situation. Within an hour, he had answers. Sarah was at St. Mary's Hospital, her condition critical but stable, her bills astronomical. Grayson returned to his office, where Emily sat quietly, coloring in a notebook. "Emily," he said, his voice gentler than he'd ever heard it, "I can't hire you. But I'm going to help." Her eyes widened. "Why?" she asked, suspicious. Grayson didn't answer right away. Instead, he made another call, this time to his CFO. "Set up a fund. Cover Sarah Harper's medical expenses." "All of them," Emily gasped, tears welling up, but she shook her head. "We don't take charity." Grayson knelt to her level. "It's not charity, it's an investment. In you." The next day, Grayson visited St. Mary's, Emily at his side. Sarah, frail but alert, was stunned to see the CEO of Pinnacle Enterprises in her hospital room. "Why are you doing this?" she asked, her voice weak. Grayson didn't have a simple answer. Maybe it was Emily's courage, or maybe it was the ghost of his own mother, who'd died in a similar hospital bed, alone. He just said, "Because I can." But the story didn't end there. A week later, an anonymous tip came to Grayson's desk, a whistleblower's report about Pinnacle's merger partner, Nextech. The company was hiding massive debts, falsifying records to inflate its value. Grayson dug deeper, his instinct screaming. The evidence was damning. Nextech's CEO, Richard Lang, had been a mentor to Grayson early in his career, but now he was a fraud. Grayson confronted Lang, who smirked, admitting the deception but threatening to ruin Grayson if he exposed it. "You'll lose everything," Lang warned. Grayson didn't blink. "I'd rather lose my company than my soul." He pulled Pinnacle out of the merger, taking a massive financial hit. The board was furious, shareholders panicked, but Grayson held firm. Meanwhile, Emily's story spread, first through the office, then the media. A local news outlet ran a piece. "Little girl's bravery saves tech giant." Grayson hated the spotlight, but it brought donations flooding in for Sarah's treatment. Emily, now a local hero, started a fundraiser for other families facing medical debt, her determination unwavering. Sarah's condition improved, and she was released from the hospital, tearfully thanking Grayson. But the biggest twist came months later, when Grayson received a package. Inside was a letter from his late mother's lawyer, unopened for years. It revealed that Grayson's mother had once worked for Nextech, and Lang had cheated her out of a patent that made him millions. She died penniless because of it. Grayson's help for Emily wasn't just chance, it was karma, closing a circle he hadn't known existed. He looked at Emily, now thriving in school, her mother healthy, and realized the little girl who'd walked into his office had changed more than just her own life. She'd saved his.